Hey, what's up, everybody? I want to go ahead and make this video on the Ascent while I'm out here in this moment enjoying this beautiful nature that God has given us. Mainly because I didn't want to not have this video done for you all. And I think it's important, having talked about preparation, having talked about the descents, and even haven't really talked about, what does it mean to climb your own mountain, that we talk about the journey uphill, right? And, for many of you, if you've ever climbed uphill, if you've ever went anywhere uphill, even driving, honestly, it requires more effort. And so no matter how much you prepare, where you are is not who you're going to be when you get to the top. And let me just start there. And the reason that's important is because what that means is that something's going to happen along the way. You're going to change. Now, let me flip this around. So see all this stuff, right, that you got to walk through. One of the reasons why I think that the climb your mountain metaphor is so important for actually life and the journey is because it's so indicative and filled with what it really is like when you're climbing. Like when you get out there and you decide, I'm going to set a goal and I'm going to try to accomplish that goal, there's going to be all kinds of stuff. So this vegetation is nothing more than just everything that comes into contact with you when you start setting goals. People around you, they are enclosing, right? So all this stuff, and they can be helpful or they can be hindrances. If there's a path and you can maneuver through it, well, that's great. But check this. See this right here? This little thing is a briar. And that little briar will grab a hold of my pants. It will stick to me. It will slow my progress. And so I got to step on it. I got to step around it. I got to work through it. But sometimes that little briar pokes me. It gets through my pants. It gets through my boots. It catches my arm. Sometimes you go through spider webs. Sometimes you might see a snake. Sometimes the route that you're going actually is blocked. So for example, right? I can't go through all of that. And so then guess what? I detour. I got to go around it. I got to work my way around it. And really, even as I'm working my way around it, I still got to try to keep the trail that I'm taking or the path that I'm trying to go in mind. And why is that? Because that's where my destination is. But that's just how life is, right? You got a plan, you got an idea, you got a goal, you got a way that you're planning to accomplish it. And then here's the detour. And here's something that came up, or here's somebody who grabbed a hold of you and wouldn't let go, or a setback that you weren't expecting to have happen. And here's the thing, you might even started out with people, right? But as you progress, those people fell by the wayside. And what you had to do in order to get to this point, because it was hard, so you had to develop your muscles, because you were tired, so you had to keep going and learn how to develop some endurance and some stamina. And you didn't quit and give up, whereas other people did quit and give up. And so now you realize, oh my goodness, you weren't actually my friend. You weren't actually supposed to be on this journey with me. And all of that can be frustrating. All that can be tiring. All that can be annoying. All that can make you want to quit, make you question, does it even matter? Does this make sense? Is it worth it to get to that view, to get to that top part? But yes, actually, I would suggest that it is worth it. And I would also suggest that on that journey, not only do you find some stuff about yourself, but you're going to meet other people around you. And that's really what the CYM community is all about. And that's really what EL4EP is all about. We're creating a community of people who are willing to endure climbing their mountains, willing to endure shining their light in a world of darkness where people don't always want the light exposed on them, and willing to risk putting their hand out there and offering somebody an opportunity to have their life changed and saved. Because there are other people doing it, because there's a whole community of you all. And when you come to a CYM conference or you're in one of our community groups online, what you have an opportunity to do is be a part of people who are out there climbing too. And so the journey doesn't feel alone. Now, don't get me twisted. I like being out here by myself sometimes. It's good for my soul to just get away, be in nature, breathe a little bit, connect with the Creator, who's the one who made this world and who made me, to take in the beauty of it. But some days it's cold, some days it's bad weather, some days it's lonely, right? And all those reasons again will do what? Tempt you to quit. Sometimes it's foggy. You can't see all the way up. Let me show you. This is moss on a rock, which because it's dry right now isn't that bad. That'd be so slippery. And I could easily step on it, roll my ankle, start slipping and sliding, and be like, oh my gosh, especially if I slid backwards and I'm trying to go forward. What did that just do? It just caused me to be later on my timeline. And that's another big part of life's journey, right? Sometimes the goals that you set and the time that you expected it to happen don't align. And how frustrating is that? How frustrating is to say, I'm going to graduate in 4 years and end up graduating in 5 or 6 or 10 and have to repeat grades and have failing grades and be told like you need to stop right now because you don't have time or the ability to put into it. So frustrating. These are natural things in life, just like it's really natural in climbing a mountain. And if you aren't prepared for it, then those setbacks will cause you to quit and never pursue and continue the way you need to. So this is what I need you to do. I need you to think about this journey. This is why preparation is so important, right? Because if I'm preparing for it, and especially if I can have me a coach or a counselor to help me work through the issues and make sure I'm holding myself accountable, there's a really good opportunity for me to get there. But then I need you to actually go after it. Go after it. One of the things that I learned early in the journey was I didn't have the right footwear. So I had to get better footwear. My feet, they took some losses, but I turned those losses into lessons. And now I have the right footwear to be able to get to the ascent and the tops and the places that I'm trying to go. Well, you're going to do the same thing on your journey. You're going to come across things that cause you to grow, change your footwear, change your approach, make sure you have certain types of water, make sure you have certain types of resources, make sure you have the right people around you, develop your skill set in order for you to be able to accomplish it. And in so doing, you're actually going to learn some things about yourself that you didn't know. And more importantly than just learning things about yourself that you didn't know, you're going to inspire all the people who are behind you. And who are those people? They're your neighbors, they're your cousins, they're your friends. They might even be your siblings. There's people who you didn't even notice, but because you were such a good mood, because you're climbing your mountain and getting after it, you inspired them. They're going to see your journey and your grind and your setbacks and your step ups and your failures and your feedback and turning all those obstacles into opportunities. And they're going to be like, I want to do the same thing too. And they're going to leave their comfortable life and decide to go climb their mountain. And they're going to experience life to the fullest. Well, that's what being a mountain climber is. That's what getting out here and getting on the ascent is. And guess what, y'all? I hope to see you at the top. I'll be there shining my light. Want to see you shining yours. And let's keep climbing together. Be blessed.